time to drop.
Welcome back to the Hennisphere, everyone. Here is the coaster I'm sure most of you have been waiting for. It's day 8 of Fiesta, Texas coaster rankings. This is the final one to be ranked from this park. Like I said, I'm not doing the kiddie coaster, but it's Iron Rattler time. A beloved coaster by many. This coaster is to Texas as Steel Vengeance is to Cedar Point. And this was one of the first RMCs. It has so many great elements, such great airtime, such great views. It's awesome to look at. I just wish there were better areas to take pictures of it because you really can't get the whole thing in one picture. You got the slingshot attraction right in front of it, kind of blocks the view. This coaster is commonly referred to as a top tier RMC out of all the ones they've built, which is pretty awesome. And at one time, this was my favorite coaster I had ever been on. So let's see what kind of score it will get. I think we all know it's going to get a very good score. The question is just how high on my scale will it go, and will it break new ground and get the highest rank ever given by me. The stats on this thing: it was built in 2013, designed by Alan Schilke, of course, the god himself. And it features iBox track. It's not topper track, so this thing is definitely smoother than some of the other ones out there. It's 3,266 feet long. That's not insanely long for the star attraction of a park. Usually big B&Ms are the headliners, or big Intamins. Those are always over 4,000 feet long. So this is kind of on the short side. It's 179 feet tall with a 171 foot drop. So that is the tallest coaster in San Antonio, has the biggest drop of any coaster in San Antonio, and it's 70 miles an hour. So it ties Superman as fastest in San Antonio. It does feature one inversion. I've heard people refer to it as the heaven roll, somewhat of a 0G roll, kind of up onto the canyon wall. That first drop is banked at 81 degrees. It feels very, very steep. At least it feels close to 90 degrees. You've got a lot of overbanked turns on this. After that first drop, it's a very strange first drop, the way it curves. If you have your arms up, actually, you might hit the person next to you on accident. But when you come up out of that little tunnel on the first drop, there's some great airtime. It's a double up. It takes your picture right in between, which is awesome. And then you go into a 110 degree bank turn. You come out of that and you go right into another left-hand turn that's overbanked at 95 degrees. Then you go up into that 0G roll. Then you have two overbanked curves, one to the right and then one to the left. And then you go up into probably the craziest ejector moment on the ride, coming off of the cliff's edge. This part is phenomenal and I really can't get enough of it. It's awesome in the front row, it's awesome in the middle, it's awesome in the back row. Anywhere you sit, it's amazing. Then you go down into a tunnel that curves back into the canyon wall, and it's cool, it's kind of scary, it's so dark, and then you just whip out up into the brake run and you get crazy airtime on this, just like the way it ends on Wonder Woman. This thing is phenomenal. There really are no dull moments. Only gripe against it is I wish it was longer. The ride time on this is about 48 seconds from the drop off the lift into that brake run. Let's get into the scoring. Enthusiast categories. The height, 179 feet tall, is pretty tall. That's going to earn a 7 out of 10. Speed, 70 miles an hour. Just like Superman Krypton Coaster, this will earn an 8 out of 10. Drops are phenomenal on this thing. 8 out of 10. G-forces, they are amazing, but they're all negative G-forces. There aren't many positive Gs on this thing. So I'll give it an 8 out of 10. And then wow factor. This is one of the most talked about RMCs. People can't seem to get enough of it, and sometimes that's for bad reasons, because I think some people find it controversial. It is awesome for what it does, but it does lack the length, so some people always knock it for that. Because the ride before this, Rattler, the OG Rattler, used to be over 5,000 feet long. And if this, after the RMC conversion, was still over 5,000 feet long, it would be giving Steel Vengeance a serious run for its money. But nonetheless, you really can't knock it, because what it does is incredible, and people will come from all over to ride it, like I said. So 9 out of 10, highest wow factor score I've ever given. Add up all of these enthusiast categories, you get a solid 40 out of 50. That is the highest by a good margin I have ever given. Moving on to general public scores. Theming, there's some theming, all right. You have the snake head on the entrance, the fountain. You have the truck with a bunch of weird supplies that's parked right by the flash pass entrance, and it's got some pretty disgusting looking things on the back of this truck. Like, you've got snake parts and other just vile looking liquids, and then you've got banners and whatnot showing like a snake on the side of the multi-level station building. You have to walk and crisscross your way up. And then the trains look awesome with the snakes on them. I love that they use what looks like a pry bar as the tongue. You've got the tail on the back. So yeah, there's definitely some good theming here. It earns a 6 out of 10. Restraints. These are Gerstlauer restraints, which are different from all the other RMCs. I love these restraints though. They have something towards the bottom that rests against your ankles, but it doesn't press down on them like all of the other RMC restraints. I'm perfectly fine with these. Can't knock them for anything. They give lots of freedom of movement for your upper body. 8 out of 10. The layout. There are many overbank turns on this ride and lots of ejector air time. One inversion uses the canyon wall pretty well. I will give it a 7 out of 10. Length. Here is the one knock against this ride. 3,200 feet of track is only good enough for 6 points out of 10. So it's giving up something there. Smoothness. This was my first ever RMC, and it really blew me away because I remember riding the OG Rattler. It really beat you up. I couldn't ride that more than 2 times in a day without saying, yeah, this sucks. This one is awesome. And all the ones that have come after it, I mean, RMC is just amazing. So 9 out of 10, smooth RMC. 9 out of 10 ties the highest I've ever given in the smoothness category. Wavebreaker also got a 9 out of 10. Adding up the general public scores, we get a 36 out of 50. Definitely way above average. Adding that to our 40 points from the enthusiast scores, we get 76 out of 100. So we have now broken the top quarter of my scoring scale. 76, the only coaster in that top quarter. Basically, that kind of tells you what kind of coaster will rank above a 75. And that is one that is considered to be top 10 in the US. And for a lot of people, top 10 in the world. So we have a new king of the Hennisphere scale, Iron Rattler, at Six Flags Fiesta, Texas. Is it my favorite coaster anymore? No, actually. So as I ride more coasters and get new credits, it will be dethroned at some point, but for now, it sits atop. So that's awesome. And it blew Superman out of the water, really. 76 compared to a 70, that's a big difference. And you can just tell, like when people think of Fiesta, Texas, they certainly think of Superman, but they don't have that giddiness to ride it like they do Iron Rattler or any other RMC, really. That is the conclusion to the Six Flags Fiesta, Texas coaster ranking videos. Iron Rattler reigns supreme. Superman is a surprise second over Wonder Woman Golden Lasso, not far behind in third. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe as we are getting closer and closer to 1,000 subscribers, and many cool things will happen. Once I reach that milestone, channel will become monetized, and that will help pay for more adventures and trips to other parks, maybe to even visit some of you guys in person. It would be awesome to meet some of you at the parks. I've already met some of you in San Antonio, but at 1,000 subscribers, I will release the coaster ranking Google Sheets document that has 20 coasters ranked on it already as I'm looking at it right now, and that will be available to everyone. I will make the document public. Anyone, you don't have to have a Google account. You can look at that document and see all of the coasters. I will also be releasing a secret video about something that I've hinted at before but never talked in depth about. That will be coming. And then I will be buying my dream car, a 2019 Ford Mustang GT Premium, just because that's my dream car, and hitting 1,000 subscribers would mean a lot to me. That's all coming soon. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more SeaWorld San Antonio 2020 wooden roller coaster updates. Those will be coming weekly. That was another day in the Hennisphere.